Now that you've actually built an app, how do you actually deliver it to your users? This is deployment, which is an entire different sector of that software system process. So, deployment is the process of making software available for people to use. That could be customers, that could be regular users, that could be people in your business organization. For me, a lot of the apps I built weren't available to the public. They were really literally used by like five, six, seven, maybe a couple dozen users at a time. So software actually needs a place to live, right? If you're going to deliver it to your users, it turns out the computers that deliver your app to users are servers. And remember, servers are kind of the backbone of the internet. Every app that you use on the internet, every website, it lives on a server. So think of servers as like the home for apps. Servers host your apps. They store the data and they run the code and they handle the requests. Server, think of a server as a waiter, right? That serves food. Well, server computers are waiters that serve data. You ask them for data, they'll serve it right back to you. So deployment ensures that the app is always running, accessible, and ready for your users. There's many different roles in deployment. These are very uh, lots of hiring, lots of jobs out there. That includes roles like cloud engineer, DevOps, platform systems admin, integration engineer, and QA and testing is technically part of the deployment side. Because before you actually deliver your app, you want to make sure that it works. So the server computer is here on the left, top left, and then on the bottom we have the request response structure for these server computers. So essentially, your computer is the client. You send a request to a server over the internet, and it'll respond with the information you want. That could be your social media feed. That could be you trying to edit a photo on the internet. That could be you downloading something, right? Everything you do on the internet is a request and it's delivered back as a response. Remember, the cloud is not a cloud, it's actual physical infrastructure. Those are cables, server computers, routers in your home, and nowadays, even satellites. So, there's two ways to deploy your software. So, you might be thinking, right, well, if I have to deliver it through a server computer, do I have to buy it on my own? Well, yeah, you could certainly go out and buy a server computer, which is very expensive. It does give you a lot of control and kind of management over that hardware, so you can make sure, right, that it's always running. Now, trying to do things your own on premises, as they call it, that could be on premises in your home, on premises from your business, on premises from any building, right, that you're running that you have control over. It can be very expensive. It requires a lot of knowledge, right, of these specialized hardware. So it's definitely not the way to go these days. On premises is still great though, right? If you're handling sensitive data. So, for example, in my role as a software engineer, I worked with DoD contracts, Department of Defense. So the data we were handling was very sensitive. So this is where on premises was good because we didn't want that data to leak, to the broader internet. So by just handling the servers on our own, we can manage that security a little bit better. Now, most apps, right, these days, especially if you're a developer that's trying to make money, you want those apps to be delivered to everyone around the world. You don't want to make it difficult for people to access your app. That's where the cloud is the better way to deploy your software. So rather than buying the servers, plugging them in into your own home or building, you can have somebody else handle all that hardware for you, all that expensive infrastructure, especially if you're trying to deliver to millions of users. Trying to deliver them from just a couple servers from your home, your servers will get overwhelmed. Now, if you have somebody like AWS, which is the biggest cloud provider in the world, they have thousands of data centers, millions of server computers ready to host your app and ready to deliver it to as many users as you want. And they charge you rather than you having to buy all these computers on your own and paying a lot upfront. They charge you based on how much you're using. So if you only have a couple users, they'll charge you only for those few users. If suddenly the next day your website goes viral and now you have millions of users, they'll handle that scaling for you. So it's definitely the more cost effective way. So servers, right? Just know they're the home for your app. You can have that home literally in your home, or you could have them live right in the cloud servers. So those are servers that are managed by a different provider. AWS is not the only one. There's Microsoft, there's Google, there's many different providers out there, but AWS is definitely the biggest one. Here at Harbor College, we actually do teach a class on the cloud, on cloud computing. So remember, you have your devices here, right? They send requests to an app. Well, where does that app live? It lives on a server, and it'll deliver that data right back to you. So that's it for this lesson. For this week's assignments, right, you'll be exploring careers in tech, and then we have a special lab for you as well. I'll have a demo um, on how to complete that lab as well.